This is through MIME content type. Now another type of file formats are also supported by these browsers. These are JPEG, PNG, GIF, and all these things, other formats can also be supported up, but for that you require plugins. Modern web browsers, they support the combination of standards. These can be open or these can be the de facto based on HTML and XHTML. Currently, many sites are designed using the WYSIWYG effect of HTML generation programs. Now these are Macromedia Dreamweaver or Microsoft Front Page. Some of the more popular browsers include other additional components like Usenet News, IRC, email. Protocols supported by may include NNTP, Network News Transfer Protocol, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, POP, Post Office Protocol. Now browsers are known as they are known as web browsers. Now they are known as internet suites or application suites because they are much more than the mere web browsers. Once again, let us have a look at this diagram. Here the browser software is available on a client side. This client side through ISP is onto the internet, and on the internet there are servers from where the web pages are being fetched to this web client machine. Now let us have a quick trip to web browsers. This is the last part of our lecture to complete the discussion on web browsers. The top 3 leaders of web browsers are Microsoft Internet Explorer, second one is Firefox, and the third one is Netscape Navigator. Now all these 3, the best among these 3 is that all these 3 are freely downloadable. You go to the websites of these companies, you go to the sites of these companies, get onto that, and you can very easily download these browsers. Now the battle between the 2 companies, Microsoft and Netscape, has continuously led to the improvements of these software. But the worst part of this war is that the newcomers, those who want to get into this fray, they are finding out real difficult. But this is not to the disadvantage of the users, because these companies are pumping lot of money, lot of efforts by coming up with the good versions, and in the time to come these browsers are going to be very, very strong features. Now Firefox is more recent entry. This is in the year 2004 November when it has been introduced. The new version has been released in October 2006. Very soon we are going to get many more new releases of this Firefox, and it is gaining a lot of popularity among the users. Now the time Internet Explorer 7 will become up, that will be another era. Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator and Firefox. These can be downloaded free of cost from their respective company's website. And the best part is that you can have, if you have got one browser with you, if you want to compare the features of other, you can get onto that. Now the features which are commonly to be used among these browsers, they are almost common. The only thing is that they may differ in icons, but nothing new is over there from one browser to another. Fortunately, the basics of these browsers can be learned within few minutes. But if you want to explore more advanced functions, you have to work on these browsers much more. You have to put up much more efforts on these browsers. Since these browsers have more similarities than differences, so we'll primarily cover up the common features of these websites. The another thing is there that the help manuals are available from the respective websites of these companies. Those can be downloaded and you can get onto that and you can learn the advanced features of these web browsers from the complete tutorials and the online handbooks which are available to us under the help menu of these websites. Now let us understand the web browser anatomy. The browser anatomy is that you want to get onto the web browser. What you do that, you go onto the desktop, get onto the icon of these web browsers, double click onto that, and it will take you the start page or the first page of the web browser. The row of buttons on the top of the browser, known as the toolbar, this is going to help you to travel through the web of possibilities, keeping track of where you have been. Since the toolbars for Navigator Internet Explorer, Firefox differs slightly. So what we are going to do that, we are going to understand the buttons in common, what they are doing. Here is a slide which is telling you that how the three toolbars look like for Internet Explorer, for Netscape, and for Mozilla Firefox. The common buttons are forward button, backward button, address, refresh, cancel, search, go, and so many. Let us discuss all these one by one. The back button returns you to the previous page you have visited. Similarly, as the name suggests, forward button, this is going to take you to the page you just come from. Home takes to whichever home page you have chosen. If you have not selected one, it will go to the first page the company has selected. The back button returns you. Reload or refresh does just that, loads the web page again. Why would we want to do this? That why we need reload or refresh? It might be over there that the file transfer has been interrupted. Now in order to start afresh, this button of reload or refresh, it works. Sometimes what happens that when we have downloaded a web page, it gets cached. It is pronounced as cached, meaning that it is stored temporarily into the memory of our computer. The next time we want this page, instead of requesting the file from the web server, what it does, that the web browser accesses it from the memory. It accesses from the cache, and the information which is displayed on it, it may not be the appropriate one, or the exact one, or the current one. Next one. Print lets you make a hard copy of the current page loaded in your browser. The stop button stops the browser from loading the current page. Search connects the directories and search tools on the Microsoft, Netscape, or Google websites. You can go for bookmarks, you can go for favorites. These are the records. This records the addresses of the websites you want to visit again and again. Once you add a URL to your list, you can return to the web page simply by clicking onto it. Now another important thing is the address bar. We'll go back to previous slides. Now the address bar is going to give us the address of the URLs, and either by saying going to the address, or by saying clicking onto the button go, or by taking the arrow button to the right of the address box, we can get onto the next URL. There is a small triangle also available onto the address notebook. Go onto that, click onto that, it will display so many URL addresses for you. Whichever is of your interest, you can pick up that. Another important feature of browser is the menu bar. This is a menu bar which is common for so many other things. It allows you to access a file, it allows you to save the things, it allows you to print the thing, and so many other important choices are over there which are commonly found in our operating systems. Next. The access indicator. This is another important feature which is over there onto the web browser, which is of the interest of the users. Both Netscape Navigator or Internet Explorer and Firefox, they have the small graphic that appears on the upper right hand corner of the browser. Now this is the image which is animated. If the animation is observed, this means that internet is on. This means that the process is on and you are loading the information. And if this animation is not observed, this means that some problems are over there and you have to restart again. Your browser downloads these remote files to your computer, then displays them on your screen. The speed of this process depends on a number of factors. These factors can be the speed of your connection. You can have the slow connection. You can have the bigger connections. It can be 10 Mbps connection. It can be 100 Mbps connection. The size of the file is also very, very important for downloading. Larger size files, they will take much more amount of time. Smaller size files, it will take lesser amount of time. How busy the server is. Commonly accessible servers, they will respond slowly. The servers which are really checked, which are really assessed, they will respond fast. The traffic on the internet is also very, very important factor so far as the download speeds are concerned. Now this is a slide which shows you the animators that you can find out on the right side of the top corner of your screen, which shows that the internet browsing process is in continuation. Status bar. Status bar is observed at the bottom end of the screen. You can watch the progress of the web page transaction through it. It shows you that how much portion of the file has been loaded or downloaded so far. Now this is the window which is showing you that how the status of a file can be assessed. This shows that the file is almost complete, and the single green line is showing that it is the process has yet started and it is to take some time. As with the most software, there is more than one way to accomplish a task. Here are a few other useful features also to navigate. What you can do that, you can go to the select history from the drop down menu, and you can find it out that so many other important features are available. Now this is a way that how you can make your things much faster. History is a button from where you can go back to the URLs which are 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or last week or today or back or forward, or this is a way that how you can get into the URLs of your access. One final word of advice to all those persons, those who want to make use of the web browsers. Your web browsers are the gateway to the internet. Now they are no more web browsers, they are the internet suites or application suites. They are going to contain so many other features. They will allow you chatting, they will allow you so many other features, so many other things. Take the time to learn about its features. It's so important to note that to learn the basics of these web browsers is few minutes job. You want to go for the advanced things, you get onto the helpline, online help of these browsers, download those manuals from the websites, and this is going to help you to learn those features. In the long run, if you learn these commands very robustly, if you learn these commands very gracefully, this is going to save your hours of frustration and open up a cache of treasures for you. Thank you.